And welcome. My name is Tim, and welcome to Bethel Church, Northwich. This is another of our short videos reflecting on different issues that arise out of these days and times. And for this one, I want to think about an issue that's been prompted by the question, what lessons can we learn during this time? My first answer to that question, and what I want to think about in this video, is consequences. That is, what can we learn and understand afresh during this time is the issue of consequences to choices and actions. In the UK, we live generally with great freedom. We often hear that we can do whatever we want, especially if it's not hurting anyone else. The idea is that it's my choice and my freedom and my right to do the things that I desire. And it's often argued that then there's no consequence, there's no impact, in effect, on someone else of that choice. As we see during this time, we realise that's not the case. As a country, as a nation, we are an island, but individually, we're not. Our lives are very highly interconnected. And we realise from this event that the choice of a few people miles away has impacted the whole world. We're aware that the advice of the government says all stay at home. We're aware of the consequences of their choice on our own lives at this time. At another level, we saw the effects of a consequence when people went shopping, that the first person came and they took a little bit extra of toilet roll. The next person saw them getting extra, so they got extra. And there's a knock-on effect, a consequence, as more and more people got extra to the point where some people missed out. And so at this point, it's scary to think, shocking to think, that you can be making a choice and through a simple action of holding someone's hand, of getting too close to someone, you could be making them sick. Because of this unseen virus, your action could shockingly result in the death of someone else. A simple action can be deadly. And as we reflect on consequences, the Bible puts it to us this way. It says, everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. In that sense, we are free to choose to do whatever we like. But, especially in this time, we are aware we need to consider the consequences of our choices in a fresh way. Not just, can I do it, but is it beneficial? And not just for yourself, but is it beneficial to those around you? That since our choices, small and large, have great consequence, there's an effect to them. There's an impact to what we do. Some of those things are small, whether I'm grumpy or cheerful, it affects those around me. There's a knock-on effect. As Easter approaches, the Bible highlights the consequences in a very different way. It says, very bluntly, the wages of sin are death. That sense that some of the things that we do, God does not like, and it's called sin. And when we sin, we're making a choice that falls short of what God desires. And we all do that. And the result of those poor choices is the death. Death enters our spiritual life, and our relationship with God gets damaged and broken. That leads us to Easter, where God put into action his plan to deal with the consequences of sin. The plan was for a perfect, sinless, innocent person to take the consequences of all the sin, all the mistakes that have been made. And he would take the consequence of that sin, which is death, in the place of everyone else. Jesus was that person who came sinless, innocent, and he came to deal with the consequences of all of our sin, of my sin. That means we now all have a chance to make a fresh start. We are all able to reconsider our choices and the consequences of them on ourselves and on others. We have a chance to consider the physical and emotional and spiritual consequences of all of our choices. So as you do something today, as you do the rest of your life, think through, yes, I can do it, but is it really beneficial? And that is the wonder of Easter, that Jesus made a loving choice that was not for his benefit, but the consequences of it can still be experienced by any of us today. It's an amazing gift to experience that forgiveness and love that Jesus brings and to be able to celebrate it this Easter time. So do join us on Good Friday and on Easter Sunday, where we'll be here at 10:30 and we'll be celebrating the incredible gift and consequence of Jesus' action for each one of us. Also, do get in touch if you want a chat or someone to pray with you or you need a hand. And do keep looking out for further updates here on the Bethel Church Northwich page. Have a great day and many blessings.